Hey guys, welcome to Kevis Films and Home Theater. Today I want to briefly discuss ways that you can save money when buying equipment for your home theater, whether it's a receiver, speakers, projector, and screen. If you love home theater and movies, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. We can go down a rabbit hole when we're trying to purchase equipment for a home theater. All budgets range between probably entry level to, listen, take all my money, I want the Trinov, or I want the Storm Audio, whatever the case may be when it comes to receivers. I do want to start off with receivers. I believe one of my best deals that I've got for my home theater was my Marantz Cinema 50 that I looked at in many different ways. I've tested out different receivers throughout. I came from an Onkyo. I tried an Emotiva, but I really couldn't get to work. It was a little bit buggy at the time. More than likely everything's fixed now, but I went ahead and returned it, and I ended up going with Marantz, the Marantz brand. I've never had a Marantz in my house. I found a phenomenal deal with accessories for less. Now, what is accessories for less? Now, they sell new equipment, but they also sell refurbished equipment, maybe something that was returned for some kind of an item, so they take it back to the factory, they fix it, they restore it, make sure it's basically back to new. And when they put it back out, you save a ton of money. I ended up paying probably somewhere about $1,400 from a Marantz Cinema 50. I think that right now, if you were to go to accessories for less, it might be $2,100. The new price being $2,700. Probably tariffs and many other things play a factor with pricing going up from when I bought it, which is probably about a year and a half ago, to what the current price stands out there. Also, I think accessories for less has a silver model right now, not the black model. Not sure if that makes any difference. But when I bought mine, another thing you had to keep in mind, I also had a 5-year warranty on the unit. So I felt like I had nothing to lose. So I went ahead and made the purchase. It's been a really good unit. It sounds great. I don't calibrate with Odyssey or Dirac. What I've got is Obsessive Compulsive Evo 1's calibration. He's developed a really awesome quick software on where you can take your measurements, you can throw that into his software and he'll spit out exactly where you need to set the calibrations, and then it'll send that right back to the receiver. It's pretty awesome. I have refused to change anything in my system probably for the last 6 months, ever since I had that, because the sound is phenomenal in my room. I can pinpoint direction and object direction, especially when you're watching Atmos, DTX Pro, whatever the case, where it's coming from, especially my sound stage in the front, whether it's a low, mids, all the way above the speakers, in between left and center, or right and center, and throughout my room. I just don't feel the need to experiment anymore. I am exactly where I need to be. My subwoofers integrate incredibly well to it. So anyways, without getting too much into a tangent, accessories for less, a place where you can get phenomenal deals. Also, guys, you can always go to Amazon. Amazon has, usually if somebody buys an item and then they don't want it, they return it, Amazon will have an open box, and it'll say like new or used, but like new, I guess is really the term. And I have bought many times items from Amazon that are open box. And when I get them, it's like no one even touched these boxes. They haven't been opened up. I bought 2 PB2000 Pros a while back, SVS, from Amazon, and ended up saving a couple $100 just because they're open box. You can do the same thing with receivers. Look around, make sure you keep an eye out for something that has maybe come out, it's been out for a few months, maybe somebody didn't like what they bought and they return it. Phenomenal place to go get something, to buy something and save some money at the end of the day. My speakers in general, especially my front stage, I have PowerSound Audio. I've got MTM 210s. These were probably bought back maybe about 3 years ago now. When I bought the package, I ordered directly from them, and I feel a little bit blessed because they were a little bit delayed in getting them ready to ship. And because they were slightly delayed, I did get a discount. Tom emailed me, hey Kevis, thank you for the order. They're slightly delayed. Because of that delay and you having to wait, I'm gonna knock down, I think it was like 125, 150 bucks per speaker. So I ended up saving a little bit of money by going directly through PowerSound Audio. Now, why do I bring up PowerSound Audio? Because it's a direct-to-consumer online sale. right? He's not out having to have his stuff marked up. So I believe you get a great value for the money that you pay. And likely, if you're able to find a direct-to-consumer, you might be able to save a little bit of money. PSA Audio does have an outlet center as well. Most of these companies do. So again, be out on the lookout for an opportunity to save a little bit of money. Another thing that I liked about PSA, I had been on the wanting to upgrade. This is a couple of years ago when I sold my PB2000 Pros, or right before I was looking to upgrade. I wanted to go maybe to an 18-inch, get something a little bit bigger for my room. And again, I ended up with PSA. Tom is very active in AVS forums, the owner for PSA, and he pre-sells his equipment before it comes out, a lot of it. And so he came out with the EV 1813s at the time, and I ended up buying 2 of them for about $2,900. I'll try to check and put it up here. That's a phenomenal deal for 2 18s. They go down my room close to 12, 11 hertz measured in my room. They bring so much feel to a movie. It really does. With the Pro Audios, it feels like you're actually at a movie theater, an actual commercial theater, and I love that about them. Bottom line is, again, if you ask, if you stay connected with AVS forums, you're likely going to find, especially if you're following a brand, never be afraid to ask. You should try to negotiate whatever you can. Sometimes AVS forums is classified. You can find speakers there. You can find subwoofers there, and even though they're asking for a certain price, never be afraid to ask for what you feel is probably the right value for that product. Sometimes a lot of people, me included, when we're out selling items, we're gonna say, hey, listen, my starting point is gonna be X, understanding that I'm probably gonna end up down here. So don't be afraid to ask. Either they're gonna say no, or you're gonna get a great deal out of it. My surround sound speakers here are the Crix 1470. Now, I don't know where anyone can find that speaker anymore. I've gone back to the place where I bought it, and they've been out of stock now for the last few, I don't know, it feels like almost a year now out of stock. I don't know if they'll ever come back or if they can reorder specialty for them, but I bought my speakers probably about $170 a speaker for a surround sound speaker, a commercial style surround sound speaker that can really go extremely loud. It's got an 8-inch driver. It's got a 1 1/4 soft dome tweeter. It does the job. You can get lost in your theater experience and in your journey, trying to make sure that all your speakers match. You shouldn't have to spend as much as you spend on your front stage with your surround and your overhead. Now, if you're capable and have all the cash, hey, by all means, do so, and it's probably gonna be an unbelievable experience. But from having the opportunity to try different speakers in my room throughout, whether I had clips at one point, whether I had Bose surrounds at one point, I can tell you that my sound, again, sounds really coherent, and I cannot feel or tell the difference between my front speakers, especially when it comes back around. It is not distracting for me. I'm not saying that it can be perfectly matched to the front, because there are different speakers, but it's hard to tell the difference. The sounds are made for effects. The sounds are made for soundtracks. The sounds aren't really generating a lot of dialogue, if any. So if you really spend your money, spend it on the front stage, and then look for a good value speaker. In this place, Strong Tech, you can get a QSC speaker, which is another commercial speaker, for a phenomenal value, still under $200 a speaker. Actually, I think they have them for $360. It comes as a pair. You're gonna have to get a bracket for it. They're pretty big, and you're gonna have to have the space in your theater to put them up, but why not? Give yourself that look of the commercial theater. When it comes to my screen, I've got an XY screen. I have been doing it yourself screens now for maybe for the last 2 or 3 years. Ever since I wanted to get my speakers behind my screen, I went with a spandex screen. I built the frame. It's not very complicated. It costs a little bit of money with material. It takes a little bit of time. You take your time. You can actually build your own screen, and in this case, save a ton of money. Now, right now, what I've got, XY screen, has a pretty good gain for an acoustically transparent screen. I think it's right below 1.0. The sound attenuation it really didn't even change the sound of my speakers whatsoever. I couldn't hear it. It sounds really good. It passes through really well, and it's nice to have just a little bit more brightness than the spandex did for me. So I've emailed them directly. They gave me a price. I think I spent maybe about $300. The screen's about 145 inches diagonally. And and then you want to order a little bit more, maybe 5 inches on either side and on the top so you can actually fold that back and staple it to your actual frame. But if you were going to go ahead and buy that pre-made somewhere else, you could be spending 800 bucks, maybe $1,000 on a screen. So if you're looking to save money and you have a little bit of time and you're okay with tools, you don't have to be great, but you have a little bit of patience, you can get this done yourself as well. AVS Forms has a ton of different threads on how to build your own screen, how to frame it. Take some time, go in there, look at it, get yourself a good deal on a screen and build your own screen. Lastly, I want to talk about my projector, the LS12000. That projector, when it came out, started at about $5,000 US dollars. When it came out, it would be a lot harder to get anything below that MSRP price. When I bought the projector, it was probably a couple of years old now. I sold my Epson 4010 and I reached out on AVS Forums. You can reach out to many different dealers. And if you're not afraid again and asking for a better price, the dealer will work with you, especially if you've got a product that's been sitting there for a while. Whenever you've seen that MSRP price, understand that if you can go to dealers, obviously you want to go to authorized dealers at least, on a smaller scale, they can work with you and they can give you a better price, which is at the end what you're trying to do here. At the end of the day here, if you're starting on your journey and you want to put something together, I have gotten to the point where, can I upgrade my equipment? Yes, I can keep upgrading as much as I like to, but I am very content. Guys, I can sit and watch a film and fall right into that movie and feel like everything is, I'm in the middle of the story. Currently with the setup that I have, I just don't feel the need to upgrade. Would it be awesome to have a turn off? 100%. But I've also been blessed enough to have gone to Audio Advice's big showroom in Raleigh and sit down and spend time in their $1 million room and heard JBL synthesis with a, I don't know what projector they had at the time, but they had the Matte VR on it. You name it, it is stacked. The experience was unbelievable. The sound that came from the speakers was incredible, especially with the subwoofers. Whatever they had, it was turned up extremely loud, but that's how you get the effect of chest thumping, I guess, from the subwoofers, right? And I can tell you that while I enjoyed that experience, I can come back to my house and say, you know what? I'm not there, but I don't think I'm pretty far from there either. So it's up to you guys. Everything is subjective. At the end of the day, enjoy the journey as you go through and think about your purchases. Don't do anything overnight. Take your time, research it well, and be patient. The deals will come and you will have that home theater that you're looking for and you can share with your family and your friends. Guys, I hope that this has some value to you. If you enjoy this kind of content, again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this video. And down below, let me know what it's worked out for you. What's worked out for you before? What are some things, what are some equipments that you want to say, I'm willing to get used? And what are some that you're not willing to skimp out whatsoever? And it's got to be brand new when you get it. So let me know down below, guys. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate the time you take to watch these videos from the start to the end. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.